Hey, good morning, everybody. So, we're doing a few things new this morning. So, I will give it just a little bit of time to let everybody jump in to the stream. This is kind of a test run. I'm actually going to be streaming on a couple new platforms this morning. And of course, YouTube. YouTube does not change. But Facebook announced, I guess it was middle of last week, that they will no longer support live streams in their Facebook groups. Now they are not going to allow for APIs, which is basically software integrated into Facebook to allow for live streams, and that's what all third party, whether you use Streamlabs, Restream, all of your third party apps that utilize the API software to be able to go live, they have eliminated that. So I've been in a few chat rooms with not just weather streamers, but streamers in general, and it is it's a big blow to them. So thankfully, we have our West Central Missouri advisory page. It's not a group; it's a page, and we should be able to stream on that without any problem. But I am kind of using this as a kind of a testing phase. So this morning we're going to talk a little bit about the long term, as far as things are really going to start getting active once we get to about Wednesday through next week. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. The updated LRC calendar, I have it to show, and we'll just kind of go into detail. I will be updating the next week's forecast template. I will be updating that and putting that on all of our platforms this evening. That's going to have our expected forecast for the week for our area. So if anybody is watching this morning, if you could throw up a text, a message, just to let me know you're on, that you're seeing this. Because again, this is a couple new platforms, not sure exactly how this is going to work out, but I do need to get the bugs ironed out. Kind of found that out kind of the hard way. Hi, MH. Kind of found that out the hard way trying to broadcast down at the emergency management office. I believe we go through too many firewalls for security to get a nice steady stream. So all of my live streaming I am going to be doing from here at the home office, where we know everything works, and now we got to work through this Facebook group deal. So hopefully, hi Rick. Hopefully we'll get a couple people from Facebook jump in there. I hadn't seen any chat messages from Facebook yet, and I hope they are going to. I hope it's going to work. Let me jump over to my advisory page and see. I'm just going to jump over to the advisory page, make sure that something is working. Okay, so that's good. So the advisory page is on. I'm just going to make a comment. Wonderful. Okay, so the chat is working on our advisory page. That's definitely a plus. Looks like I'm working on Twitter as well. Well, that's good news. All right, so it looks like it's actually working on all the platforms right now. YouTube, our advisory page, also on Twitter, it is working just fine. The website is not working. It shows that I am live, but you cannot click on the video. So that was questionable. I wasn't sure if that was going to actually work or not, but I can throw some links up to Twitter on our webpage so that people can just click on it, go straight to Twitter, and be able to view the live stream. So, good morning, Cheryl. Well, chilly this morning. Very chilly. We were under frost advisory. I was up pretty early this morning. I did not see any frost on the windshields. However, we are also under frost advisory for tomorrow morning as well that they issued out here about an hour and a half ago. So we'll be watching for that. But then after that, we ought to be smooth sailing the rest of spring, and we won't have to worry about that again. And the LRC predicted back in the first week of February when we were talking about this, was we were looking at around the 18th of April as being the last chance for some freezing temperatures or maybe a freeze or a frost, and ended up just being a couple days later on in the cycle, only because some of these systems kind of slowed down just a little bit. But right now, this is the last chance of a freeze or a frost that the LRC is predicting out for the rest of the year. So that's good news. So what I had talked about just a couple minutes ago, we've got a very active stretch coming up here over the next 10-14 days. And we'll kind of take a look at the storm systems. I'll tell you guys what I look for and some of the data that I look at and software that I have capability to look at. So it's going to be pretty volatile by the end of the week into the weekend here in West Central Missouri. So let's just jump on this here real quick. So you're looking at the 500 millibar map, which is about 18,000 feet above our heads, and this is going to show where all the troughs, the ridges, where they're going, where they're heading, and it's a tool that I look at on a daily basis. So we'll put this into play until Tuesday and Wednesday, and we do have a little bit of a disturbance that's coming in. There's a low pressure system sitting right here that's going to spin up some showers for us on Tuesday, Wednesday. They are likely not going to be severe by any means, but we could pick up some much needed rainfall this time of year for the farmers. So we will have a shot to see some showers, maybe a thunder shower on Tuesday, Wednesday. But then all eyes will be on, this is system number 1 that will affect West Central Missouri on Thursday and Friday. And as that comes in, it will start to tap into some of the subtropical jet. Some of these winds right here is the low pressure system. It's fairly strong. It is positively tilted though, which means it stretches from northeast to southwest. So it's not going to have quite the lift, but all the other ingredients are off the chart right now. So I am expecting some severe weather here in West Central Missouri on Wednesday, Thursday. Likely bullseye is probably going to be here into eastern Kansas, into west central Missouri, as it looks right now. And then as we go into the weekend, then we start looking at yet system number 2 with a negatively tilted low pressure system. Bowling ball, kind of like what came through last week. And that will make its way into the Midwest. And again, this will be a negatively tilted trough, which allows it to be able to lift better. And with all the strong ingredients that we're expecting, I would, Saturday is going to be pretty volatile in my mind right now for our area, where we may see some of the stronger storms here in the Midwest. Now, this morning, I was watching Fox Weather from our website, and they are now starting to hint at the possibility of seeing at least a moderate severe storm outbreak here in the Midwest. So there's everybody is starting to notice this, and I think it's definitely going to be something we're going to have to monitor very closely as we head into Thursday this week. So then after that, you'll notice right here, it's a ridge is developing. So under a ridge, we have sinking air, which means beautiful weather and a big warm-up for us as we go into weekend after next. So we'll have about a 7 to 10 day of moisture, possibly heavy rain, severe weather, and then we'll open it up to having a beautiful start of the month of May. Make sure we don't have any chat this morning. And I can really tell the difference just in the numbers that are on here. We only have about 1,000 people so far in our advisory page, where we have close to 8,000 people on our group. So we're really taking the viewing out of these live streams by going over to the advisory page, but it's about the only thing that we can do. So hopefully you're joining us on Twitter. I know there's a few that are watching on YouTube right now, so I appreciate you guys joining in. And again, I'm on I think I had maybe one more cup of coffee in the pot for this morning, and then I'll be done for the day. So kind of give you guys, there's some great, now I'm not a big fan of artificial intelligence. I am not. I think that's definitely going to change the world we live in. It could be positive, but I think probably more than likely it's going to be on the negative side of things. But I do like what it's able to do in certain fields, such as meteorology. So there are some AI, artificial intelligence ingestion into some of the models, some of the data that comes in that gives us some help on the long-range forecasting. Okay, so, but what's amazing is the fact that the LRC, the Lezak recurring cycle, doesn't use AI, and it also predicts months in advance what AI picks up as an early warning that people are oohing and ahhing about right now. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach there. The LRC, until it becomes mandatory in all the teachings and mandatory on all the platforms, before they realize, wow, we should have been watching this LRC a long time ago. But AI is being utilized in a lot of models now, and and they have transferred them into graphs and models and data that we can understand to kind of help us long range. So here about a week and a half ago, I was looking at the CIPS. Okay, it is a experimental analog-based severe probability guidance. Okay, and it has all the different model runs up here. And I look at this for, we can go all the way out to day 8 to day 14, as far out as you want. Now, notice, back last week, we were showing beyond day 8, but it was still showing the same results. But this is day 5. This is going into Wednesday. And then we've got day 4. I'm sorry. They're day 4. That's day 6. I'm sorry. That's day 6. Which, and then we're going to have, all of West Central Missouri is in the at least a 30% chance of seeing severe weather. And then we have day 7. We're also in that risk. And then we've got day 8. We're right in the middle there. That's for Saturday. So it really is amazing what this data can help warn people weeks in advance. So I do utilize this, the CIPS severe probability guidance, and I also use this is brought out by the Northern Illinois University. And they put this into data that we can actually take a look at based upon energy, the CAPE, and then they take this information and then they can actually plot it. Let's just go back, let me jump back over here to, I think I might have. They plot that onto a map so that we are able to see where the target points, who's most at risk in a certain area. And this is very beneficial. And all of this data is compiled, is similar to what we look at from the Storm Prediction Center. But they go out to day 3, and then they got a 4 to 8 day outlook from the National Weather Service. And of course, as we go to National Weather Service is now picking up on most of this. We have day 6. West Central Missouri's in that risk. And they will not go any further than day 6. Predictability is too low. In which they're not all wrong. Anything can change within an hour, much less a week ahead. But it allows me to be able to utilize this kind of information and then be able to go to the maps and see what all of the models are looking like and be able to give you guys a heads up. I use this as well as the LRC calendar, and you combine those two and you've got yourself a great warning system to be able to get out to the public. So, and it will continue to fine tune over the course of the next couple, 3-4 years, in which we're going to have a great tool available. It did have a setback, they told me, for this global predictor app that the Weather 2020 is putting together, that we will have access to, in which you can go anywhere around the world and you can pick a day over the next 6 months and it will give you a running forecast for that location, the highs, the lows, how much rain, how much snow. A great tool for planning, and that we'll have access to. They're hoping here in another week. So we're patiently awaiting that. So here is the LRC calendar, everywhere where you see a red dot is the threat for severe weather based upon the LRC data and based upon our long range severe weather applications that I just showed you. And what's amazing is that I take that data and put it over here to the calendar, and it matches up perfectly with the LRC calendar. So, man, with both of them working together, I see great things, great warning systems going out here in the future. So, and of course, Tuesday, we're going to get maybe some showers, maybe a thunder shower from that weak trough that will be to our north. That could give us some. No severe weather expected, though. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and possibly even into Monday, we're going to have a multi-day event that will likely produce severe weather around west central Missouri. So definitely want to keep weather aware for this first system from the 25th through the 29th. And then we have a shot for thunderstorms that Wednesday, Thursday. Right now, they're not looking severe. We have another system coming in on the 4th and 5th. The 8th and the 9th of May. Definitely keeping my eye on that because that has the potential to have another very strong setup. Again, on the 15th and 16th, a very strong setup. And the 24th, 25th, another strong setup. So all in all, for the next 30 days, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Over 11 weather aware days for the possibility of seeing some severe weather here in west central Missouri. So typically we see severe storm season peak right around this time, right around the 25th of May. That's about when it typically peaks, even though we tend to get quite a bit of severe weather in June. Really from April 1st through the end of May is kind of our severe storm season here in west central Missouri. So, looks like we'll peak out right around the 25th of May. But until then, we're going to have a very, very active stretch, everybody. So, hopefully everybody is able... good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Janet. And Jean, how are you? So hopefully everybody is getting the streams. And again, trying to stream down at the emergency management office was proven difficult. I think because of the firewalls and the security that they had down there, we had a lot of problems trying to get it across. So I want to make sure all the bugs are worked out before we really start to have another round of severe storms like we had last week. There was several storm reports around here, guys, of large hail, some damaging winds, had some power lines down near Montrose. We had $half size hail here in Clinton. We had some hail damage just to the west of Clinton. So thankfully, there wasn't any major damage. We watched a couple circulations. And one of them was around the Germantown, Montrose area that they're not going to investigate it because it stayed out in rural areas. There wasn't much damage to really assess other than some down power lines. But from what I saw on radar, there very well likely could have been a small, very short-lived lower rotation that might have caused a little bit of damage down there around Montrose, Germantown area. But the rainfall was very unique, as there was a stretch from Montrose just north of Urick to just south of Harrisonville that picked up just a few drops of rain. The gravel roads were still dusty. So, actually, I didn't believe some of them when I went into work on Friday, and I drove home on some of these roads, and they're right. They didn't pick up any rainfall, whereas we got close to an inch here in Clinton. Just about everybody else that chimed in on our Facebook group said they had anywhere between a half inch to an inch and a half was about the most that I saw. But weird storms. Very weird storms. We were under a cap for most of the day. And then once we saw that cap breaking over in Cass and Bates County, and then eventually eroded the cap over Henry, St. Clair, Johnson counties, and then we started getting some of these more robust thunderstorms. So, we're going to have maybe even a little bit better severe storm setup as we go Thursday into the weekend. So that's about all I got, guys. I'm kind of using this as a trial stream. I'm going to go back and watch the streams on all the platforms. Hopefully everybody is getting this clear. And it is a shame that Facebook did this. So, we're going to have to make sure everybody is in this advisory page. Make sure everybody is on YouTube. Make sure everybody is on Twitter. Make sure they have a means to be able to get these live feeds. I am not sure if it is going to work with the Henry County Emergency Management page, being a commercial page. I guess we'll have to wait till next week and I can try that out as well. So everybody have a great Sunday and enjoy your last cup of coffee for the morning, and I'll be talking to you soon.